Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and yes, I am the Loan Arranger, broadcasting here on WDBO, FM 107.3 HD Radio, and AM 580. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday morning. I know you've got a lot of things going on. You're working around the house. You're working around the yard, just getting things cleaned up and fixed up around the house. And yet you've taken the time out of your day to listen to my mortgage program. I'm hoping that you find a lot of interest in this. Whether you are out looking for a property right now or you're considering refinancing, it doesn't really matter, because the things that I want to bring to the table to you should be pertinent to your biggest investment that you have, and that's your real estate investment. So there's a lot of things we're going to cover here that might pertain to you in this moment in time, but yet again, they just might not. And that's okay, because what I'm always looking for is for you to be educated on what's going on with your investment and how you can help other people. And I'm looking to help other people, how you can help other people enjoy the experience of wealth in real estate. And I'm going to tell you something. You know, you hear me talk about this. I'm a 10th grade dropout. I didn't even finish the 10th grade. I do have a PhD, a public high school diploma. Well, not exactly. I have a public high school diploma equivalency. But you know what? I'm not a Harvard graduate. I don't have a finance degree, but what I do have is a keen eye on the market, and I will guide my clients in the right direction every single time without fail, without interest in me, without a stake in the outcome for me. I want you and your family to know that you've always got somebody in this industry that you can count on and you can trust for sound information. I'm a local boy right here in town, grew up right here in town. My office is here. I'm in Central Florida. Yes, I have offices with CrossCountry Mortgage, and we've got branches in all 50 states. I can lend anywhere in the country. You need a mortgage in Tennessee and Kentucky and Hawaii and Alaska and New York, New Jersey, you name it, I can help you with it. All you got to do is call the Loan Arranger. I can be reached directly at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you can go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the market, because everybody's feeling the pinch right now, right? I mean, your gas prices are outrageous, okay? Your groceries are getting out of hand. The cost of rent is out of control. Interest rates are going up, but houses continue to go up in price. So where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Or where do we actually take advantage of a market like this? Because it's easy to curl up in a ball and go, oh my God, woe is me. I can't do this. I can't do that. Listen, here's the reality of it. If you are a renter, you are behind the eight ball. And I'm going to tell you something. It isn't going to get better for you. It's going to get a lot worse. And I mean a lot worse. It's funny, I was pulling up an article that I saw that was written by a young lady here that moved here from Chicago, okay? She moved to Chicago, and she was shocked because rents had gone up so high. Now she's moving to Naples, okay? Like Naples is like the rich person place in Florida. You can go to Miami, you can go to Naples, you can go to West Palm, you can go to Lake Worth, but you're talking about the wealthiest places in the state, and Naples is definitely one of them. So she moves from Chicago to Naples and wonders why rents are so high, okay? First of all, rents are high across the country. They're going up across the country. They went up 20% last year. But here's the thing. When you look at rents in Florida, we're experiencing much higher rents. Why? Because you got all these snowbirds that wanted to move to Florida. So they decided that their states were crappy and they wanted to come to our great state. Now, I just hope they don't New York or Florida, okay? Now, if you're from New York, great. I welcome you to listen to the show. I'm here to help you with your financing. I'm always here to give you sound advice. We just don't want all that woke stuff coming down here to Florida. We are a red state. We're going to keep it a red state, and we want our people here to have freedom to speak for themselves and to be able to capitalize on their investments. And when it comes to real estate, it's a great way to gain wealth. I look at rent like I look at if you called your career at McDonald's or flipping hamburgers a career, okay? It's not a career, it's a job, okay? It's not a career, it's a job. You transition from there into something else. It's not, you don't retire flipping hamburgers at McDonald's. If you do, you're making a huge mistake. It's not the way it was supposed to be. So same with rent. You rent until you find a place to buy. You save money while you're renting in order to buy. And if you're not doing that, you're making a mistake. Okay. Here's the thing. Do we want to be a tenant on this planet, or do we want to own a piece of this planet? Because you have the freedom to become a homeowner, and you have the ability to do the same thing that everybody else had to do. Now, and I say that, don't go looking at me going, hey, you know, I don't make enough money. I can't save enough money. So I will tell you a little bit about me. Okay. First of all, I was orphaned at 15, 16 years old. I lost mom at 15. Dad died 8 months later. I was 16 years old. I quit school in the middle of the 10th grade. I was shipped up to Canada to live with an uncle who raced stock cars and owned a junkyard and believed that everybody should do a little jail time just to get some experience. Now, I'm pretty sure my mom and dad would not have wanted that for me. So I packed up at 16 years old and moved back to Florida, and I've been here ever since. So there were times for several years that I had gone down the wrong path, made the wrong decisions, had no food to eat, had a car repossessed, had a motorcycle repossessed, had a boat repossessed, so don't tell me that your times are tough. I know what tough times are like. I get it. I empathize with you. It's not easy in life. Life is really hard. It's really hard. But we have to buckle down and make decisions. We all have the ability to make a decision. And you either make a good decision or you make a bad decision. But either one that you make, you have to live with. And becoming a renter and being a renter is never a good decision. Listen, you all understand the economic benefits of home ownership. By the way, write this phone number down, because if you have any questions, ask me, or you have something to argue with me about, or you disagree or agree with me, you can call or text me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. So look, we can make the decision to rent. If you want to make a decision to rent, I'm going to read your tea leaves, and here's your future. Rent is going to get so far out of control for you that you are going to either live in your car or move back in with mom and dad or move into a homeless shelter, because very few of you, your income is keeping up with the cost of rent. Now, I've been telling everybody this for the last 2.5 to 3 years. Get out of renting. You've got to do something to become a homeowner, no matter what it takes. And just because you can't find the dream home and move into the dream home, that's too bad. You got to move into something. Real estate is a stepping stone. Believe me, the first house I owned was a dump. It really was a dump, okay? But you know what? I made a little bit of money on it. And then my second house, it was a little better. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was a nice place to live. It was comfortable. My wife and I, we made some pretty good money on that house. I actually wish I would have kept it. It was one of those regrets that I have, that I should have kept that house, because I think I sold it for about $149,000. It's probably worth about $350,000 to $450,000 now. God knows. I wish I would have kept more real estate, but I did well in real estate. I learned how to invest in real estate and buy homes one after another, and putting minimum amount down. You don't have to be rich and put 20% down to accumulate wealth in real estate. You can put minimum down. As long as you're going to occupy the house for at least 12 months, you can put minimum down. But sorry, I digress. We were talking about rents and why we need to get out of rents. So it's funny, because we're expecting another 20% increase in rents. But we didn't get that. We're getting much higher, some as much as 57%. So and it looked like Tampa was number one for increase in rents. I think Orlando came in like second or third, Jacksonville, Miami. So really just absolutely incredible increases. I know Texas was really high, but we're talking about what's in our backyard. And if you are currently renting, and you have any ability to get into a home, get into a home now. Stop everything and find a place that you can buy. I have programs that allow you to get in for 3% down, 100% financing if you're a veteran, 100% financing if you go USDA. and I can help you find the locations of USDA. If you need a real estate agent to help you, I will help you with that as well. All you have to do is give me a call at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Help a friend. Let me reach out to you to say, hey, help a friend, help a family member, help a grandchild, help a child that's adult that doesn't have a leg up. Maybe they can afford the payments on a new house. They may not like it. I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to like the payments anymore. The payments are way up there. But if we get into something now, you tighten up. You just tighten up the budget a little bit. You don't need an 80-inch screen TV. You don't need a $750 a month car payment when you're making a combined income of $60,000 to $80,000. That is ridiculous. Listen, I drive used cars. I've never owned a new car in my entire life. I drive used cars, and I can afford a nice new car. Believe me, I can. But you don't need it. You live, and all the debt you should ever have to accumulate would be your house and your car. Now, those of you that have student loans, you need to hammer those student loans out. And I see they're getting in your way. You've got to get your student loan debt under control, okay? You can't have $300,000 in student loan debt and make $60,000 a year. That's ridiculous. Now, I'm sorry I squirreled out on you again. If you know anybody that's renting right now, I want you to think carefully about them because they might be asking you to move in with them soon. You must think about what you can do to help a friend or a family member. And maybe that's a gift of equity. So look at, you may have some money as a parent or a grandparent, and you're anticipating probably when you die, leaving your grandchildren some money. I see this every day. But what happens is once you go, that money goes into the hands of somebody that isn't going to do the right thing with it. They're not going to, I'm not saying they're going to piss it away, but they're going to piss it away in some way or another. They're going to buy something that doesn't do anything for them. Why? Because they've never been shown how to properly manage money. That was me. I was not shown how to properly manage money until I met people a little later on in life, and then I started to figure it out. If you don't have that guidance, you call me. I'll be happy to straighten you out, okay? I can tell you what to do. I can't make you do it, but I can tell you what to do. I can tell you what I did, but you got to get serious. And if we can help people that are renting right now, then stop, think about them, and let's look at offering them an opportunity to get into a home. Maybe you would say, hey, look I'll go ahead and I'll gift you $15,000 so you can get into a home. Okay. And then I want on the deed so that my money is protected. When you sell that home, maybe that's a payback situation. I don't know what it is. You can't loan money for a down payment on a house to a friend or family member, but you can gift it to them. And who can gift something to someone to buy a home? You have to be an immediate relative. Okay. You can't be your buddy. You can't be a girlfriend, boyfriend. You could be a fiance, but you can't be a girlfriend, boyfriend. You have to have some type of relationship to that person. I can guide you in the direction for that. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I'm the Loan Arranger, bringing you all the information that you need to know about real estate and buying homes. When we come back from the next break, we're going to talk about what the heck is going on with interest rates right now. Why are they going up so much? Now, we did see a little bit of a break early in the week, but we are watching it carefully. We already know that the Fed raised the Fed rate a half a point. They're going to raise it another half a point coming up here soon. But what is going on and what can we expect to see in the mortgage industry? And if you don't do something soon, you're not going to like interest rates today. You're going to like them a lot worse tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about how you can take advantage of this market, because there's always an opportunity to take advantage of this market. In a down market, in an up market, there's always an opportunity. Don't miss out on it. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Loan Arranger, here to talk to you and tell you all about what's going on in the mortgage industry, in the real estate industry. What are the ups? What are the downs? What are the advantages? How can we take advantage of this market? I'm going to tell you, it's a crazy market. It really is. I haven't seen anything like this. I've been in the mortgage business for 33 years. I've run mortgage companies, real estate companies, title companies. You have questions about any of that, you just let me know. I would be happy to address your question. Let's really just get right down into what's going on in the market right now. So we know rents are going up. We talked about that in the last segment. They're going up dramatically, and as much as 57% in some areas of a town. I know Baldwin Park just is going haywire. And some people are really complaining about that are renters. But it's really like complaining about bad pay when you're flipping hamburgers. I don't understand that. And I know it's getting tough for people. I'm not unsympathetic to that problem. Believe me, I'm not. I've been in that problem before. But when I was in that problem, I worked my butt off to address how to fix it. So we have to really think about fixing the rental problem, not by saying, hey, we need rent control, because Florida is not going to have rent control. And I don't think we should have rent control. I think that this is being taking advantage of capital in any way that you possibly can. That would be like me saying you're limited on how much your boss can increase your pay. Okay, you're only allowed to get a 3% increase in pay no matter what you do. You wouldn't want that. Of course you wouldn't want that. You can't tell somebody that they can't raise your rent. You can raise rents on whatever you think you can get. And that's how you capitalize on your real estate investment. You're not going to tell the bank, hey, listen, I know interest rates are up right now. I don't think you should pay me a higher rate of return on my CDs or my 401k. Of course you don't. You want them to pay you the highest possible rate of return that you can get. It's the same for people that own property. They have the right to charge the rent that the market will bear. You can't overcharge to where the market won't bear it. As soon as people stop renting from you, then the rents start to come down. I don't see that that's going to happen anytime soon. So how do you combat that? You buy a home. How do you combat that? You buy multiple homes. You become the landlord. You're the one that puts the money in your pocket. I show you how to do that with my Leapfrog program. You want to get my Leapfrog program? You have to register at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Register for my next real estate class event, and I will show you how to amass wealth in real estate. But in the meantime, you got to stop what you're doing, pick up the phone, and call me at 407-706-3313 and get out of renting. This is a stop the renting call right now. I've been telling you this for the last 3 years, that rents were going to go up dramatically. I hit the nail on the head last year because they went up over 20%. I'm hitting the nail on the head right now because they're not going to go up 20%. They're going to go up probably 30%. And it's going to put you in a position where you're either going to have to move into a dump, have to move back home with grandmother or grandfather or parents, or move into your car with your family, or live in a shelter. If you don't like those options, and I know those are ugly options, they're really ugly options, then we do what we can to sacrifice everything to become a homeowner, because it will turn the game around. Do you know that families that are homeowners, children are 116 times more likely to graduate from college than that of a renter? Did you know that there's less alcohol and substance abuse issues in households where you're an owner versus a renter? Did you know that your children's math scores are 7% higher on math and 9% higher on English and reading scores if you're a homeowner versus a renter? Why do you think that is? And how does that make... Listen, I'm going to tell you something. 7% higher on reading scores or math scores could be the difference in a C and a B. Could be the difference in a B and an A. Could be the difference on the college that your kid gets into. Could be the difference on what that scholarship might do for them. There's a million reasons why you should become a homeowner. There are no reasons why you should keep renting. Let me rephrase that. The only reason you should keep renting is if you're just too irresponsible to be able to maintain a house. And that might be you. There is a segment of the market that pertains to. I'll be back in 5 minutes. We're going to talk about doctor loans and special loans. Welcome back to the Loan Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Loan Ranger. We're going to talk about what's going on in the real estate market, how to take advantage of this market, and really what's the news with interest rates right now, and what are housing prices doing right now. So let's get right down to business in this segment. So first of all, what are rates doing? Well, I got a report right here that mortgage rates hit the highest level in 13 years and could cool housing market. Okay, so let's just break this down. Yes, mortgage rates are at the highest they've been in 13 years. There's no question about that. And they're going to get higher. We know that. So this says that the 30-year Fannie Mae rate hit like 5.27%. But here's what I'm seeing. I'm actually seeing rates even into the sixes already. So and there's some highs, fives, some low sixes, depending on credit scores. But I'm already seeing them hit the sixes. We saw the Fed raise the Fed rate late last month, and they raised it a half a point. They're going to raise it another half a point, and probably that another time or two to slow inflation. Now, and that's the whole reason that interest rates are going up, is to try to curb against inflation. And inflation is what's causing prices to go up and up and up. Now, there's other factors, okay? There's other factors like we don't need to be paying this much for the price of fuel. But do you know that when the federal government gives your inflation rate and they tell you what inflation is, do you know that they exclude fuel, they exclude groceries, and they exclude housing? Now, that would be like me telling you, this drives me crazy. That'd be like me telling you, hey, listen, John, I need you to create a budget for your family. But the budget does not need to include your housing. It does not need to include the gas in your car or the fuel for your house. And it does not need to include groceries. What kind of a budget would that be? That's insanity. We know inflation is out of control right now. We know that we've got to do something to get ahead of this. Now, the government thinks that raising interest rates will curb against inflation, and it very well might. But I'm going to tell you something. It puts everybody into a tailspin. I don't understand a lot of it, but I do know that right now we see interest rates rising, but I'm not seeing the price of houses go down. And it says that the real estate market's going to cool. So I pulled out another report, and I just pulled out Seminole County, okay? Seminole County, Orange County, we're going to be about the same as Lake County, but I just happened to pull out a Seminole County report that was sent to me by one of my all-time favorite real estate agents, Cheryl Brandy, with Coldwell Banker. She goes by Sherry Brandy. She's super agent with Coldwell Banker. If you'd like to connect with her, she's right into the market. She knows it inside and out, and I endorse her as a real estate agent. I really like working with her. But she's kind enough to send me updates on the Seminole County market, and I happen to have it. So look at median sold price in April of 2022 is $380. Now, if you remember, I gave you March's number last month, and they were like $365. So that means they've gone up $15,000 in a month. Now, I don't know if that's across the board, but I'm seeing still multiple offers on houses every day. Now, it gets less and less when you start getting up into the $1 million, $2 million price point, but most of us aren't buying in the $1 million, $2 million price point. That is softening just a little bit, but not a lot. There's still multiple offers on properties that are priced right. So that price of housing continues to go up. Interest rates continue to go up. Where does that end? Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. I just bought a new property on the weekend. All right. I'm still buying real estate. Why am I still buying real estate? You say, hey, look at Bruce, you claim to be an expert. You're on a show that's called Ask the Experts. Why are you buying real estate? Because I don't care as much about the interest rate as I do about the appreciation. So I know that if I buy a home right now, and I just bought a home for $255,000 over in the Daytona area as a rental property, I'll rent that out and I'll make a few $100 a month on my rent. Okay, not a big deal. It's not going to make me rich. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look and continue to buy homes in areas that I think are still a little underserved. If you can buy a home in Daytona for $255,000, you can afford to drive maybe an hour or 45 minutes to work. Why not? Who cares? Or you can buy a home for $425 in Orlando. You don't have to drive as far to work, but you may pay tolls. You got to drive I-4. So look at, just re-examine what you're doing. You've got to get out of renting. I'm looking at buying property because I can tell you this much. That house that I bought for $255, I would bet you that by 2026, that house is worth $500,000. So I'm going to buy 5 or 6 of them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to buy, and I'm going to buy because I know that's going to continue to set up my wealth for my retirement. I think that that's the future. There's no way that we're going to see houses go down. And don't tell me, oh, they're going to go down. We're going to see a crash. Even if we have a correction, which we likely will have, I'm not denying that we're going to have a correction. Even when we have a correction, it's not going to be dramatic. Okay. And prices will go up. It's not going to be as bad as it was in 2008. We recovered from 2008. I mean, are houses higher priced now than they were in 2008? Answer that question. Yes, of course they are. If you want my help, you want my guidance, you want somebody that you can count on the industry, somebody that's not going to blow smoke up your butt, somebody that's going to tell you the truth, somebody that's going to work hard to help you, somebody that's going to really make sure you get the best loan program for your needs, then you call the loan arranger. That's me. You can call me personally at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or go to my website directly right now at webringyouhome.com. If you're a real estate agent and you're struggling to get loans to close on time, then you need to connect yourself with the right person. I closed 525 loans last year. Okay, 527, I believe it was. I'll close yours. I don't have any overlays, meaning no additional restrictions like your banks, your big mortgage companies, your credit unions have. I don't have that. Okay. If I got an approval, you go to closing. I will close your transaction. Apply for a mortgage with me now at 407-706-3313. You can text me there. You can call me there, or you can go directly to my website at webringyouhome.com. FHA loans, no credit score requirements. You just got to qualify. That doesn't mean I'd give everybody a loan, but I give more loans to people than most lenders do. I qualify more people on my products than most people do. Let's talk about some other loans. What about VA? I specialize in VA. Been doing VA loans for 33 years. I teach classes across the country to real estate agents and other mortgage lenders on how to properly structure a VA loan. You think that USAA and you think veterans and all those companies are directly associated with VA? They're not. They're absolutely not. Matter of fact, they're insurance companies. At least USAA is an insurance company. Do you like insurance companies? You think they're the trustworthy people? It's funny. I hear you people say, oh, I've been State Farm or Allstate or whatever it is for 30 years, and they've been so good to me. What have they been doing good to you? Collecting your premiums? Yes, you're right. If that's being good to you, collecting your premiums is amazing. Look there's other opportunities. There's better options. Explore your options. Even with me, you apply for a mortgage with me, go ahead, check out my rates, compare me with other people. I don't care. I can tell you one thing, I'm right in the market on my rates. My rates are great. You can always search the interweb and find somebody that's going to quote you different. Doesn't mean you're going to close. I see that all the time. I'll have a client that I got approved and they'll go, oh, well, wait a minute, I found a lower rate on the internet. Now maybe you should check that out. And they do, and then they come back to me and go, well, that was a bunch of garbage. Yeah, no kidding. And try to get a return phone call. Matter of fact, you call me, you get a receptionist, she guides you to the right person on my team. You call these other places, you get the phone queue and you go to India. You want to go to India for your mortgage? Go ahead. Go to your bank. Matter of fact, I bank at Truist. You'll go to India for them. Okay. A lot of these big banks, they don't even have people in the United States. Your information is being sold. Speaking of being sold information, don't get caught up on free stuff, you guys. If it's free, it's a trick, okay? You either are buying something as a consumer or you are the consumer being bought, okay? That is the truth. You think that these free credit reports are free? They're selling your data. They're selling your information. And then you wonder why you get 45 phone calls when somebody pulls your credit, maybe 145 phone calls. It's because the credit bureaus sell your data. It's ridiculous, but it happens. But you fall game for it because you see these fancy commercials on TV about, oh, get your free this right here. It's data selling, people. Smarten up. 407-706-3313. If you need, call me up. Maybe I can yell at you for a little while about all the stupid things you might be doing. Okay? I like doing that. I'm fine with that. Okay? I can help you, but I'm going to tell you this much. You're going to get true, accurate information with no fluff. No fluff over here. It's the truth. You get a great mortgage. You get somebody that cares about you, somebody that'll guide you in the right direction. And that's me. If that's what you want. You want somebody that returns phone calls. You don't go through to a phone queue. You get a real live person. You can meet in person. Then choose me. You want to go to India for your mortgage? Choose the other guys. That's really what it boils down to. 407-706-3313. I'm very passionate about that. You can tell, aren't I? Okay. All right. Let's talk about some other things. So we got all the low down payment programs, USDA, VA, FHA, 3% first time home buyer program, 5% down any owner occupied property for conventional buyer. Those are all low down payment programs. Okay. There's down payment assistance that's opening back up. I got a couple of those going on. It's just hard to find price points, houses in those price points. Now let's talk about some other specialty programs. Construction perm. You want to build on your own land. You want to buy a piece of land and build on a home on it. I'll do a conventional loan. I'll do an FHA loan. I'll even do a VA loan, up to $1.5 million on a VA loan. Construction perm. Show me somebody else that does that. FHA, construction perm. Conventional construction perm with as little as 10% down. Renovation loans. Maybe you can't find that perfect home, but you found kind of a little dumpy home that is in a nice area. It just needs a lot of work. Well, I have renovation loans for you on that. Okay? All kinds of things. Now, I have another product for all you doctors out there. So this is a specialty program for doctors. Now, if you are a medical professional, a resident, medical fellow, you're in fellowship, MD, dental, a doctor of dental medicine, ophthalmology, osteopathy, chiropractor. Now, most doctor programs don't consider a chiropractor a doctor. I do. The Lone Ranger says you're a doctor. Matter of fact, I love you chiropractors. All right. Surgeon, dental surgery, optometry, podiatry, pharmacy, veterinarian, and psychiatrist. Boy, do we need those psychiatrists, particularly in this market. You are one of them. I have specialty programs up to 100% financing, up to $1 million. Okay, call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. If you are considering consolidating debt and you missed the boat when interest rates were in the 2s, you missed the boat when interest rates were in the 3s, you missed the boat when they were in the 4s, now you're missing it in the 5s, and you're hitting the 6s. But you should have consolidated debt. I can still save you money. You call me at 407-706-3313. You want to buy investment property, I can help you with that. You want to buy a second home on the beach, I can help you with that. 407-706-3313. It's still a great time to buy. Just because interest rates are up, it doesn't mean anything. They'll come back down. Buy a home now. Don't worry so much about the rate. They're going to be higher than you like. I'm already just going to tell you that. Don't fall. I'm still watching these commercials on TV that are rates are at an all-time low. They're not. Update your commercials, will you? They're not at an all-time low anymore. They're higher than an all-time low. But it's still a good market to buy in. I'm buying myself. If I'm buying myself, follow my lead. I'll take you down the right path. It's a good time to buy. Let's buy some rental properties. Let's buy some second homes. Let's buy primary residence. Let's help people that don't own become homeowners. It's our responsibility as good citizens. Stay tuned with me. Follow me along with this. We got some great things to talk about, some other things that are happening in the rental market and the purchase market when we come back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Stay tuned. 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Loan Arranger radio show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I'm the Loan Arranger. If you have questions for me, you can text or call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you can visit my website and apply online. The easiest doggone application process you'll ever find at webringyouhome.com. Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Sunday. You know, you got so much going on in your own family, and yet you take the time to listen to my show. I hope you find it not only entertaining, but informative. I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap up this last 5 minutes of this show, and that's how to get your offer accepted. So it's the biggest challenge that I'm finding people having in the market. Matter of fact, I spend the weekends calling listing agents, letting them know how strong my buyers are that I have them pre-approved. And you know what they do? They don't call back. They don't call back. And I'm going to tell you something. I find that that's irritating and irresponsible, because if you ask a real estate agent, what's the biggest challenge you have in mortgage lenders? They say communication. And yet their communication is lackluster at best. You want a great lender that'll communicate? Call me. But here's how I'm going to help you. When you go out to make an offer, if you go to your bank or your credit union, I'm going to tell you this much right now. Their rate may not be any different than mine. It may be the same, but you're not going to get the loan officer calling the listing agent on the weekend. You're not going to get that bank giving you the seller guarantee. So here's what you get for me. And listen up if you're a real estate agent. When I pre-approve your loan, you're going to closing. I am not writing these pre-approvals that are barely even a pre-qualification at best. You will supply me with all your documents, and I will close your loan on time. All you got to do is get me everything I need so I can fully approve you. When you're fully approved through my fast track program, ask me for fast track, I will give your seller a guarantee that we're going to close. Now, why do I do that? Because I want you, my client, my buyer, to be able to win in the offer. And if you're up against 15 other offers, it's really hard to win. So I have to position you so you're as close to a cash buyer as I can. Now, how do I do that? I guarantee the seller that I'll close in 30 days or less. I can oftentimes close in as little as 10 days, 30 days or less. Okay. Now, if I don't close on time, I will pay the seller up to $500 per day for every day I miss that closing, up to $5,000. Okay, so the seller's guaranteed. Now, will your bank do that? The one that sends your loan to India? No. Will your credit union do that? No. Will they call on the weekend? No. Will they call after Friday after 3 o'clock? No. Will they return your call by Monday at 5 o'clock? Maybe. Okay, do you want a lender that's active in the process, assisting you as an advocate? Then you hire Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the Loan Arranger, to help you get the contract, because you got no house if you don't have the contract. You're just going to get frustrated, and every day you miss out on that transaction, your prices go up. Heck, they went up like $10,000, $15,000 just in the last month. Do you think they're going to go down? People keep saying, oh, they're going to go down. I'm going to wait. You know what you're going to wait for? You're going to wait and go broke. You're going to wait and make a big mistake, and then you're going to wish you did not wait. Don't wait. Waiting is not for winners. All right, get in the market right now. You choose the Loan Arranger. You're going to love the process. You get return phone calls. You get Tuesday updates. You get a guaranteed closing. You get a lender that's going to advocate for you. You got a lender that's going to make a promise to the listing agent and to the seller to help you get a contract. That's what you get when you hire me. Hire me. I'm applying for the job. I will work my butt off to make sure you're a happy customer. I'm not going to schlep you off and call you a loan number. You are a human being and a family that depends on getting in that house, and you need somebody like me that's going to be there for you. So hire me. Write my number down. You know somebody that needs me right now. 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313, or webringyouhome.com. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening to my show. Please, think about me when it comes to real estate or mortgage needs. I'm asking you to think about me and write my number down, 407-706-3313. Have a blessed Sunday. Thank you again, and I look forward to talking to you all and seeing you all again next week, same time.